Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalica and today is my wedding anniversary. Now, if you've been here for a while, you'll know that my husband and I decided to elope. We hopped on a plane to Canada and got married at the beautiful Lake Louise. So there was barely any planning, there was no family there, there was no pressure, we just had to show up on the day and get married. Now, because of that, I didn't have to fret about flowers, food allergies, music choices, bridesmaids' dresses, where people should sit, and if my husband's dad is going to get rowdy and give an embarrassing speech. So I thought today would be fun to look up Bridezillas and see what I've missed out on. Hey everyone! So we are all aware that my wedding is coming up in October. I've already sent out all the invitations, meaning most of you have gotten them. Thanks for those who have RSVP'd already. If you have not, then please RSVP by Sunday, otherwise we're not going to be able to have you. That being said, I would like to announce our gift registry to everyone. To all those coming to my wedding, there are a list of gifts that you can bring. You must choose from the list or consult me first. There are no exceptions. The list includes 1. Any kitchen-made appliances over $350. This does not mean regular kitchen items like an apron or a spatula. I'm talking about their stand mixer, blender, etc. Any Gucci or Louis Vuitton purses. Other purses are allowed, but please consult me first. Any clothes over $400 from Calvin Klein, Moschino or Nora's. New floor tiles for the entire house. I know this one is a bit of a stretch, but I'd gladly appreciate it. A new car or a new trim for my car, or anything in relation to the car. $400 or more in gift cards to any of the following places: 5th Saks Avenue, Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom, Calvin Klein, Gucci, Whole Foods, Sprouts, maybe even JCPenney. Other places are acceptable, but please talk to me first. Any Korean or Asian beauty products totaling $400 or more. Any high-class paintings or decorations totaling $400 or more. Or a cash gift of $400 or more. So, as you can see, there are a lot of things on here. I'm expecting everyone to spend at least $400 on the wedding gifts. I'll accept slightly lower amounts as long as you tell me first. Also, everything on here is first come, first serve. Here's a link to the spreadsheet where you can find who's bringing what. Remember to apply early if you don't want to get me a Gucci purse or anything you don't want to get. Thanks, loves. XOXO. Bridezilla girl. Wow. I have a wedding photography inquiry I can't do. Leave links below if you want to do this one. It's for June in London, budget £1,500. Hello! My fiance and I are looking for a wedding photographer but are having some issues with the contracts we're coming across. We are wanting a clause that guarantees us a refund should we ever get divorced, since we would not need the photos in that situation. Please let me know if this is something that you have in your contract or would be willing to add. Thank you! This is fantastic. I'm just imagining, like, in 20 years, emailing your photographer or whatever the standard form of communication is at that point, and being like, yeah, I need a refund for my wedding you did 20 years ago, and the pictures are no longer needed. So, I have been planning my wedding for about 3 months so far. My fiance and I planned an engagement celebration, and I specified on the invitation that we were requesting cash only in lieu of gifts. We have a mountain of debt and would like to start our marriage with a fresh slate and figured this would be a great opportunity to do so. Well, the party was last night and not one person brought us cash. They all brought small gifts that served no purpose to us, and it was hard for me to mask my irritation. We invited upwards of 30 people, most of which showed up, and all we got out of it were some household items that we already have. I still tried my best to enjoy the party, but by 9 PM I was over it and I went to bed. The next day, after spending most of the night furious, I sent out a mass text basically asking guests I was close with where the miscommunication happened in our gift requests. I didn't get many responses, but the responses I did get were pretty rude, which was shocking to me. I have been dreaming of my wedding day my entire life, and you would think friends and loved ones would want to help in making it perfect. I'm thinking of disinviting those that responded rudely to me, but also I could give them another chance. We will be requesting cash as well, and I've already sent out an email reiterating that cash is expected and not gifts, and any gifts will be returned for cash or sold on eBay. What do you guys think? I think that you are very entitled and a wedding is supposed to be a celebration of a couple, not a way for you to drain the funds of your family members and friends to pay off your debt. There, that's my unscripted take. Okay, I contemplated posting on this, but as time passes I grow more inclined to do so, and I seriously need your thoughts on this, not for a friend, but for me, as I'm completely stupefied by this happening. We received the most beautiful wedding invitation via mail, and I've responded well before the deadline with our choice of dinner and space for two. Days later, we receive a sweet voicemail of thanks for responding, followed by a request for $150 to cover dinner at $75 per person. Okay, what? Has anyone ever heard of this happening? What in all of creation on planet Earth? By the way, this is not a destination wedding, or even at those we've attended, we've never had to pay for a plate. Help! Okay, so this next one is really long, but I've only skimmed the text, and at the very end one of the comments call her Susan, so that made me want to cover it, so I haven't read this. It comes with great sadness that I'm announcing the cancellation of the wedding. I apologise for cancelling only 4 days beforehand. Unfortunately, Blank and I have broken up due to some recent and irreparable problems. We've decided to end our relationship and not go forth with any future proceedings. However, we are remaining civil and are still a team for our son. After hours of tears, mental exhaustion and even disassociation, I've come to this decision. In 1 hour after posting this status, I am going to delete my Facebook. Social media has caused me only paranoia and toxicity. I will be spending these next 2 months backpacking in South America, exploring my soul and ridding myself of toxic energy brought on by my friends and family, the ones who I thought I could trust the most. Hence, I will be out of the country for all of October and November. Please don't contact me. When I'm ready, I may make a new Facebook and add friends or family that haven't frickin' stabbed me in the back. Before I begin this mini novel, I invite all of you, including the blank who have ruined my marriage and life, to put yourselves in my shoes. For once, let me take the stage and let me voice the most painful few months of my life. First, things were a fairy tale. I met the love of my life at 14. We were both young, but somehow we just knew we were meant to be. We worked on my family's farm together, and with each warm summer spent in the fields, our love grew deeper and deeper. Fast forward to high school, we went strong all 4 years. We put a ring on my finger when I was 18, worth nearly $5,000. We'd put everything on the line for each other. Everything. We both chose to attend the same community college and work full-time in order to build our dream. We spent most of our days by each other's sides. I will always be thankful for that. Fast forward a few years, I was 20. I realised I was pregnant with my first. We were elated, tearful, and thankful to God for this gift. After giving birth to Declan, I knew the next step would be to focus on my career and become financially stable. My ex did the same. We saved and saved. I was in love, I was happy, and I was looking forward to life. We continued working and even got our degree. It was hard, yes, but so blissfully worth it. We managed to save up nearly $15,000 for our wedding. Since our love was like a fairy tale, we wanted an extravagant blowout wedding, one where our son could be included. We started touring venues and were torn between two. A local psychic told us to go with the more expensive option, and we thought, why the hell not? We just needed a little push. Our dream wedding amounted to $60,000, all included with flights to Aruba. All we asked was for a little help from our friends and family to make it happen. I specifically asked for cash gifts. How could we have our wedding that we dreamed of without proper funding? We'd sacrificed so much and only asked each guest for around $1,500. We talked to a few people who even promised us more to make our dream come true. My maid of honour, who shall not be named, pledged $5,000 along with her planning services. We tearfully thanked and accepted. My ex's family offered to contribute $3,000, so our request for $1,500 for all other guests was not frickin' out of the ordinary. We made it clear, if you couldn't contribute, you weren't invited to our exclusive wedding. It's a once-in-a-lifetime party. So we sent out RSVPs and only 8 people replied and sent us the check. We were frickin' livid. How was this supposed to happen without a little help from our friends? To make matters worse, my ex's family took back their offer. Suddenly, more people backed out, including my friggin' maid of honour, my best friend since childhood, my second family. I was so shocked and tearful. To make matters worse, it was only a month before the wedding. To cancel everything would have been more than $5,000. Desperately, we resent our invites and asked people to donate what they could. I mean, seriously, people, what's $1,000? What's $1,500? Clearly not a lot. It would be quite manageable and within budget. I've heard of people asking for worse. We also set up a GoFundMe. That only got us $250. At this point, we were exhausted, tired. I yelled at my ex. I became unraveled. I realised my dream wedding was becoming a nightmare. Then it got worse. My ex came into the room and offered to get a Vegas wedding done. I laughed in his face, but he was dead serious. He wanted those cheap, raggedy, filthy, whore-like Vegas weddings. I mean, what the frick? Was he out of his mind? Am I some hooch piece of frickin' trash? A hooker? Am I supposed to like the idea of getting married in the heart of shady gamblers, alcoholics, and get-rich-fast fallacy? Suddenly, my body began to shake as I entered a panic attack. My ex left the room and didn't apologise for his horrid suggestion. I then called my maid of honour and cried my eyes out. Instead of sympathy, I was told that I was asking for way too much and I should stick to my budget. I mean, no words can describe. How could someone who offered me thousands of dollars then deny me my promised money and then tell me to shift down my budget? She knows my dream was a blowout wedding. I just wanted to be a Kardashian for the day. And that's the problem right there. And live my life like normal. I called her a filthy effing poor excuse of a friend and hung up. Then, surprisingly and shockingly, she blocked me off all social media. Rumours swirled. I received anonymous threats. My ex stayed out later and later, and I have a feeling he even cheated. My bridesmaids climbed on the boat with my maid of honour and dissed me. They essentially told me I was crazy. They asked for their deposit back, so I said frick you. I refused to give it back until they can pay me back for their emotional distress. My ex started to talk to my maid of honour and gossip about me behind my back. I overheard him talking in the basement when he called me a stuck-up witch. Anyway, I am exhausted. I am bone tired. My heart is not the same. It's stone cold, fragmented, empty. I need to get away from this awful society. How hard would it have been to... How hard would it have been to effing donate, friends? Do I matter to you? Just give me money for my wedding. I won't even sugarcoat it. I won't even pretend that's not what I wanted. It was for a dream. I was stabbed, cheated on, and worked. Goodbye. See you in 2 months. A reminder to you blanks. Don't think you own me. I am cutting all of you snakes off. I'm living my life alone now. I only let in those I believe have good intentions. XOXO. Yeah, then here we go, the comment I read. I have no words. You're out of your mind, Susan. What happened to you? Who on hell expects that amount of money? I mean, this makes me sad because obviously they had a very long relationship and the wedding was worth more to her than the relationship. I just think that's insane. Hey! If you weren't informed by Mike, it's mine and Christian's wedding next month. If you're buying us gifts, the requirement is to buy us gifts above $250 for either me or Christian. So what you're saying is that you want something over $250? Yep. Well then, don't expect me coming. We have beer, cocktails, cake. Well then, you're losing because we have so much people here that've confirmed. Dilemma. I've never met my guy's daughter and really don't want her at our wedding. I've made effort after effort, but she refuses to meet me, all because I asked him to change his social media pictures that she was in. She's 17, has boobs, and looks like she could be his girlfriend. Pardon? What? Hold on. She made a huge deal even after explaining why and saying that I don't mind a picture of them with her younger and less womanly looking. She wanted to make it out to be She wanted to make it out to be just because of her in general in the picture. Anyway, she's pro-mummy and doesn't want to acknowledge that her dad and mother are no more. What do I do? Invite her? I feel like she'll start a scene or pull some slick crap. I don't want my husband to be's daughter in the wedding because she's 17 and has boobs. I think that's what she's saying. And I don't know how to proceed. Help, I need advice. My fiance and I are having lots of issues right now. We can't stop fighting and I don't know what to do. I quit my job because wedding planning was taking up so much time and my fiance is refusing to get a second job. He doesn't understand that I don't have time to get ready for work, drive to work, be somewhere else all day and drive home. I need to be home to plan this gosh darn wedding. I'm trying to find a job from home, but it's difficult. I asked him to get a second job and he won't. It really pisses me off because we're spending $80,000 on this wedding. Oh my god. And he keeps saying that we should spend less. Hello? No. This is my wedding. And I've been dreaming of it since I was little and I refuse to have anything but my dream wedding. How can I convince him to work a second job to pay for this? What happened to happy wife, happy life? You're not gonna make it to wife if you continue this way. I'm getting married in 4 months. One of the bridesmaids has put on a lot of weight since I've asked her. How do I tell her nicely that she needs to take a few runs around the block daily? I don't want a fat heifer to ruin my wedding photos. I'm so pissed off. They know how much this wedding means to me and she just doesn't give a flip. So this is posted on a group called I'm Engaged, Now What? In your engagement, do you have boundaries when it comes to single opposite sex? For example, if you met someone for the very first time, male or female, how would you like them to address both you and your fiance or husband if they have more interest in the opposite sex? Meaning the female may want to talk with him or the male may want to talk with her. Me? I prefer a woman to acknowledge me first, introduce herself, and let me know what and why she'd like to communicate with my husband, and she allows me to give her permission to do so. At the end of the day, this is my territory, and I should be allowed to have a say of who I approve of letting into my space and vice versa. So, you want someone to come up to you and say, hey, can I talk to your husband about a movie that I've gone and seen recently that I know he's interested in? And then wait for permission to do so? Or does then like the wife go to the husband and say, here, you know Sally from work? Well, she wants to talk to you about a movie. So, and just let you know that I have given her permission to do so. So, yeah. Because if that's really how some people think, stop the planet, I want to get off. Alright, let's do one more. This is posted in ring shaming. Ew! Self-shame Friday, here I come. Found this in the boyfriend's nightstand. Not a fan. Please roast and then tell me how to tactfully say no, you need to go and get something different. He needs to go and get a different girlfriend. That ring is beautiful, by the way. What the hell? Okay, so that's all for Bridezillas, I guess. This has made my wedding anniversary feel much nicer and it was a lot more smooth sailing and I actually made it to a wedding. I doubt many of the people in these posts did. So yeah. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. My Twitter and Patreon links are in the description and any support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!